I'm not hearing anybody anymore.
We just put
Oh, there
ourselves
you
on
are.
mute. So I think we're just gonna go live and start talking in a couple minutes. I think. If you're just joining us, thanks for joining. We're going to be starting the competition or the discussion in about 4 minutes. Okay, great. Looks like we're live on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. All right. We will be starting the discussion in about 3 minutes. Great, thank you. So if you've joined us, we'll start talking for real in about 3 minutes. If you want to go ahead and put into the chat of any of the platform where you're watching us, go ahead and let us know where you're joining us from. But in about 3 minutes, we'll actually start the webinar. I'm Jenny. I'm the owner of Brooklyn Robot Foundry. We're going to be talking about a free endowment competition. And yeah, let us know where you're joining us from. I'm joining us from Manhattan in New York. Let us know what borough you're in or what area you're in if you're outside of New York City. We'll start the discussion in about 2 minutes. But thanks so much for joining us today. You'll have a chance to ask any questions that you have, listen and hear a little bit about the competition, about what it is that we're looking for, and yeah, ask us whatever it is that you want to ask us. So we'll be starting in just about 2 minutes. Oh, wow, it's flipping down. Okay, we have about 1 minute left until we start. It's like a ball's gonna drop or something. So I'm Jenny, the owner of Brooklyn Robot Foundry. We will start in 45 seconds precisely. Oh, there's a slight delay. Okay, well, maybe, okay, great. Okay, we're gonna be starting soon. Thanks for joining us. We'll be wonderful. Okay. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jenny. I'm the owner of Brooklyn Robot Foundry. We are going to be doing a little information session today about our free endowment competition. We'll get started very soon. All right. Okay. I think we're going to transfer over. Let me share my screen. Just give me 1 second. We are just getting started. Thanks so much for joining us. Oh, Lee, I just need to be made a co-host, please. Let me share my screen. Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jenny Young. I'm the owner of Brooklyn Robot Foundry, and we are going to be doing an information session today about our really amazing free endowment competition. So let me just get my screen all set up. We're streaming on all these different platforms. Thanks for joining us. If you're joining us from Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or YouTube. It's all the same content, but people are coming from wherever it is you're coming from is great. So I'm Jenny Young. I'm the owner of Brooklyn Robot Foundry. And we are here today to talk about a really amazing competition that we're running. It's called the Free Endowment, and we're going to talk through that with you. So the agenda for today is we're going to tell you who we are. We're going to give you an overview of the competition. We're going to give you an introduction to the judges, and then we have a judge right here, Stan. He's going to talk for a little bit, tell you about who he is and why he's doing this. And then we'll leave time at the end of the webinar to do a question and answer session. So, and then we'll end up, we'll close it out with what are the next steps and how do you actually apply. As I am talking and whatever, feel free to type in your questions into the comment section. So, if you're following us through Facebook, you can just go ahead and type any questions that you have right in there. And then Lee, our marketing person, will let me know what the questions are, and either we'll answer them right then or we'll answer them at the end. But please feel free to ask any of your questions in there as we go. All right, so let's get started. Great. So who are we and what is it that we do? So, well, we build fun. And so what you see here on the slide is kids building robots, really cool, creative robots. And there's a lot of smiles, and you can see the smiles in her eye, even though she's wearing a mask. She is very, very happy. So what we basically do is we create a space where we teach kids about the fun of engineering. That's our goals. So connected to that is, what is our mission? And I'm just going to read this mission statement, and then we can talk about it a little bit. So our mission is we are launching tomorrow's creative leaders by providing awesome programs that kids want and parents need. And so the thing for us that is important is we're thinking about, you might think launching tomorrow's creative leaders, we're just talking about the kids. And we are talking about the kids, but we're also talking about our internal team. And we're also really talking about our future franchise owners and how can we give them a turnkey business and be able to, launch them to small business ownership in a way that is, really supportive and wonderful. So that is part of our mission. We also, when I started this business, I'm the sole owner, and we had multiple locations, and we were thinking about how can we extend the reach of our programming I couldn't clone myself. So we figured out there must be another way than cloning. And so what we figured out is we found the franchising world. And when we were doing that, we were thinking, we have a lot of values, and culture is a big part of the business that really makes us a very special place. And so as a team, we realized we needed to be able to quantify what are the values of our organization so that as we expand via franchising, that those future franchise owners will really understand who we are, like who is the core of what Brooklyn Robot Foundry is. And so that's what this slide represents. So this slide was created by my entire team. We had a big brainstorming session. Everyone threw out on Post-it notes. These are the things that make Brooklyn Robot Foundry special. And then we came up and distilled that into these values right here. So what you'll see in the middle is fun. And, that was the first slide we talked about, is that what we do is we're trying to make learning fun. We're trying to bring a sense of humor, a sense of whimsy to that. And then all of these other core values really tie back into that central fun theme. So the first one is customer focus. So we think a lot about being respectful, being friendly, being accessible, bringing joy to the customers. That also then leads into our people first. And what we mean by people first is, how can we make an inclusive environment? How can we ensure that we have a diverse environment? How can we learn from each other? How can we work together as a team? How can we be very supportive? And so we think about that as well for our future franchise owners too. And that really just leads right over here into empowerment, because when you have individuals that feel supported and feel included, then that empowers them to do and to bring them their best selves to work. And so empowerment, not just for the students, but also for our franchise owners, for our internal team, for our corporate headquarters. We are all about improvising and learning from our mistakes and running towards problems. So anytime something comes up, we think, oh, what is the way to systemize this and turn this around so that, you know, we can learn from the things that we're doing. So that's a big important thing to us as an organization. Hands-on creativity. So we're looking for people that use their hands. We teach children how to use their hands. We build things with our fingers, and there's something that is a very interesting way to learn when it's so tactile. And then that thoughtful innovation kind of ties the hands-on creativity and empowerment together, where we come up with really funny, fun, interesting projects. Our robots are really goofy and fun, but teach really tricky concepts in a way that is very inviting. But we also are always innovating and continuously improving on our processes. So that's what our values are. If you see these values and you say, oh my goodness, this is actually totally aligns with who I am as an individual, then that's the type of person that we're looking for. Go ahead and type into your chat, into your comments on the different social media platforms, what things kind of jump out to you as being things that really align with who you are and you know, what you feel. We'd love to hear your feedback on that. Okay, so what is this thing that we're franchising? So we are franchising a mobile business model. So we have been in business for 11 years. And we have done all different types of business models. So we've done mobile models, and we've also done brick and mortar stores. And one of the things that we recognized is the mobile model is much more profitable. Oops, sorry about that. Whoa, we have someone live from El Salvador. That's amazing. Thank you for joining us. That's really incredible. So as we were doing all these different business models, we realized that the mobile model was just so much more profitable because you don't have that overhead of a brick and mortar store. And it allows you to go to where the kids are, and then you really have this captive audience. So what is that mobile model is you bring the classroom. We have a whole cart system that we'll teach you about, and you take it to wherever the kids are. We give you all the lesson plans. We have step-by-step instructions. We have a whole design team that designs all of our projects. We, over the last 11 years, have designed 1,000 projects. And for our franchising curriculum, we have 500 of those. Those are the best ones that are tried and true that we've iterated on. And we say these ones are super solid. So that's what we'll be giving to you is the step-by-step instructions on all of that curriculum. And one of the things that's interesting about that curriculum is if you get a student in at the age of 2, they can stay with our program for 7 years without ever repeating a project. So it's a lot of curriculum, and that's always a hard thing with STEM. So you go to the kids, you bring the materials and the lesson plans, and then you see that smiling child again. But what that equals is robot building happiness. So we're always trying to figure out ways to engage the kids, teach them about real engineering, but also make them smile and find joy in it. So what is this free endowment competition? So one of the things that we thought about as we were launching our franchise offering, which we just launched this year, was how do we make sure that that core value of diversity and inclusion is continued as we do the franchising division. And one of the things, the thing that we came up with is, why don't we do a free endowment competition where we find an individual that has everything that they need. They have the community connections, they have the business mind, they are fun, they can bring joy into a classroom, but maybe they just don't have a bucket full of money in order to pay for those initial startup fees. So basically what you win is you win your own franchise. But you don't have to do those initial fees. So that initial franchise fee gets waived. We will provide you the initial inventory for free. The royalty fee, marketing fund, and technology fund are all waived for the first year. So We are looking for an individual that has all the right stuff, and then we want to just give it a little boost by giving away those initial costs, those initial startup fees. Okay, so how does it work? So you are here. The initial application has to be put in by December 1st. And then what you'll see is there's multiple rounds we'll be funneling out. And then at the end, we'll have one final winner of our competition. So the first round, you have to submit. We will give you the instructions on what exactly you have to do, but you have to submit a video. Our judges will be looking at that. The second, and then it will funnel it down and have a smaller group of individuals that move on to round 2. For round 2, we'll be having you make a robot and do a marketing challenge. There's also going to be a background check in there. Then that'll funnel into round 3. Then there'll be a business plan challenge where we're talking about territories, and we'll show you all of the things that you need to know about what does it mean to be a franchise from like the legal side of things. And then in round 4, you'll actually be running your own event, and we'll be coming to that event. We'll be helping you. And then one person will be the final winner, and that final winner will be awarded in April of next year. So who is a perfect fit to own one of our franchises? And so this slide explains who our ideal candidate is. So we're looking for somebody able to start at the top. We're looking for somebody who is a leader in their community, somebody who really knows everybody, is a people connector, really just is out there and is kind of the person that everyone goes to when they need to know something about the community, where to find something or where to go. So we're looking for a leader type person. We're looking for someone who likes kids. We start our programming at age 2 and then, go all the way up through elementary school. We also do some corporate team building events with adults, but mostly it's kids. So you gotta like kids. The next thing is that it's somebody who's purpose driven. So, you saw what our values were. You kind of saw who the essence of who the company is, and there definitely is a need for a purpose-driven individual. Now, this is still a business. This isn't a not-for-profit, so you need to have a business mind as well. You need to be thinking about your bottom line. You need to be thinking about your profits. But there is, we're looking for someone who has a little bit of a feel-good sense that's important to them as well. Communicator, you have to be an excellent communicator. You have to be good at writing. You have to have good verbal communications. You're going to be dealing with your customers and trying to, have them want to buy your product. So you have to be really good at that. You'll be also communicating with the community centers and schools and things that you'll be partnering with. So you have to be a great communicator. We would not be true to ourselves if we didn't say you also have to be fun loving. We saw that was at the middle of our values. We really enjoy having fun. We really think that the key to inspiring children to learn is to do tricky things, hard things that most people think kids can't do, but do it in a fun way to make them want to step up to the challenge. So we're looking for people that like to laugh, like to smile. One of the ways we always say that a robot is successful when the design team comes up with it is if when we're prototyping it and the design team shows it to someone else in the design team, if we all laugh, then we know that we have succeeded in our job. So we're looking for people that have that same mindset. And the last thing is we're looking for a maker. Now, you don't have to be an engineer. You just have to be someone who uses their hands to do things. So, an artist would be good, or a baker, or a musician, somebody who's just really into tactile learning and using their fingers. So that's our perfect fit. Okay, cool. So here is, I'm going to let Stan talk just in a second, but what you'll see is that when we were talking about these rounds, during these little funnels here, these little arrows, is that'll be when the judges are reviewing your output and then deciding who moves on to the next round. So when we came up with the judges, we found individuals from multiple different sectors so that we could be kind of reviewing your assets from all different levels. So I am going to introduce Stan, and he can just do a little introduction to himself. Now, here he is. This is Stan right over here.
Hi, Jenny, and hello, everybody. Thanks for checking us out today. So my name is Stan Friedman. And I am a franchising professional, have been around the world of franchising for about 30 some odd years. I'm a supplier to the industry. I'm a consultant to companies like Brooklyn Robot. I'm also the franchisor of a brand. So I've got a pretty deep knowledge and understanding of the world of franchising and the business model of franchising. And I bring to this competition a great deal of enthusiasm for something that Jenny and the Brooklyn Robot Foundry have done that is unheralded in their commitment to marginalized communities and diversity and inclusion. By bringing an opportunity like this, hopefully to somebody in a marginalized community that can come through this competition and claim the grand prize. And what I want anyone that's watching this to really take on board and think about is, we each in our lives know somebody, maybe multiple people, but we at least know one somebody who we always think of as that lucky person. You know, how does that person always, he won the lottery, or she won the prize, or she got the job, or she just, whatever it is, we all know that one person that seems to always sometimes somehow land in the right place at the right time. And we wonder, how come that's not me? Well, here is an opportunity to flip that paradigm right on its head. And if you're in proximity to this message, Jenny's talked about an awful lot of things about this concept and about this brand. Here's the one thing I want you to take away from this meeting, which is this: you can be that person, that lucky person that's always somebody else and not you. You can do that. All you have to do is go to brooklynrobotfoundry.com and take your time reading all about the brand and all about the concept and all about the franchise offering and all about the wonderful things that Jenny's described this brand does for kids. But here's what this can do for you, because one person is going to get the opportunity to have the gift of a lifetime. That's something that you never see happen in the world of franchising. Franchising is a business model. Franchisor makes money when the franchisee makes money. Franchisee makes money when they do the things that the brand calls for in terms of its service provision to the community that it serves. But there's always an initial franchise fee, in this case, waived. There's always support fees, royalty fees, technology fees, waived for a year. There's the need for initial inventory, waived. So what's keeping you from getting involved in this if you don't choose to do it is something that I'll never understand, especially when I know that we all have that one person that we always look at and say, how did they get so lucky? How did they get that opportunity? Well, here it is. Time for you to step up and make yourself the luckiest person in the world by being able to own your business and own your life, and do that making kids happy and helping them learn and become better citizens, and helping their parents have a place that they can have their kids go for an after-school activity that's different than anything else. This isn't just fun. This is fun and education. So do this. Do it. There aren't that many people. This is a better opportunity than a lottery. Do this and make yourself that one lucky person, and you'll then be in a place where others can be jealous of you, because what you did is not only good for you, but it's good for everyone else that you're going to touch as a franchisee and the winner of this brand endowment. Jenny?
Thank you, Stan. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. So Stan is one of our judges, and then we have judges from different sectors. Beth is at one of the big technology companies. Scott was a super high performing franchise owner, and he also is a supplier. Eric is an expert in marketing. Richard Snow is an incredible human being that knows so much about finance. He's on the Diversity Institute for IFA. And then Sheila runs these humongous events, these franchising events. So she knows all about event management, and she's really a leader in her field. So all these individuals are coming at it from different angles, and we'll be able to really do a good job at figuring out who is the best candidate for the individuals who apply. Okay, so it's 21. So I'm actually going to skip to this slide first, and then we'll go back to the Q&A. So as you're sitting here and you're listening to us talk, and if there is a little bird in your head that says, oh my goodness, this is me, then you need to apply. It really is an amazing opportunity, and you really don't have anything to lose. Like the only thing you have to lose is a franchise. So please go ahead and do that application. The application deadline is December 1st. So you have to have your application in by then. On December 13th, we will announce who gets to move on to round 2. The instructions, Haley, could you post in the meeting chat, maybe in online? If you haven't yet signed up on our website for more information, please do that as soon as possible. Once you sign up on our website, we'll send you a flyer that explains this is exactly what you need to do to apply. But those applications are due by December 1st. Okay, now I'm going to go back to, oh, the website is posted. Okay, thanks. Oh, I see you probably posted it on social media. So if you have any questions, I think on the social media accounts, oh, it's here as well. It's being posted in the chat on Zoom, and then I guess that's also posted on the social media places. So now let's just leave for the next couple minutes. What questions do people have for us? Go ahead and type those questions or comments into whatever platform you're watching on. Just go ahead and put that in there. Okay, here's one question. Where can I open a franchise? So for the Frandowment competition, we are looking for individuals that are within about a 3-hour drive of our headquarters, which are in Brooklyn, New York. So kind of in that vicinity is where we're looking for. And the reason why we're looking for that is because we want to be able to support you as you open up your business. So we want to be able to come over and help you get things up and running and be able to, check in on each other. So that is where. How long does this process take, and when would I start the business? So I think we'll go back to this slide here. So and when would I start the business? Okay, great. So the applications have to be in by December 1st. That's round 1. The winner will be announced in April, and then you would be able to open within about 60 days from after being awarded, after being the person who wins. We will give you a training. We'll help you set up your home office where you're going to be storing your inventory. So we'll be doing marketing training. We'll be doing product training. We're going to be explaining some financial things that you'll need to do. We'll kind of give you the step-by-step things that you'll need to set up in order to make your own business. And then we'll get that kind of rolling. And we'll help you with your initial marketing outreach, because you're going to be needing to connect with other community centers and schools in your area. And so we'll help you with that as well. Can I enter with a partner? That's a great question. Yeah, you absolutely can enter with a partner, and then you would just be evaluated as a team, and that would be absolutely fine. Do we have, okay, oh, these are great questions. Thank you so much. Okay, so we don't have any other questions from the floor. We'll just leave it open for a minute longer to see if there are additional questions. Let's think of questions that had come up in past webinars. There was a question of, oh, you have a place in Brooklyn. Are people who are, in Brooklyn and in Manhattan still able to apply? And the answer is absolutely. So we have a facility in Gowanus, Brooklyn. And so that territory we would not award to a franchise, but Brooklyn is huge. Queens is huge, all of Manhattan. So if you are in New York City proper, you definitely are considered. It's just within a very small radius around our Gowanus store that is basically already taken by our own territory. So basically the world is open. You just have to be within a 3-hour radius, but New York City proper is also totally fine. Are there any other questions? Okay, great. Well, then here, I'm just going to go back to what do you do now? So please go to our website Lee put it in bit.ly/Frandowment 2022. If you haven't already, go ahead and fill in that request for information. When you do it, it'll automatically reply back to you with a one-pager that explains the precise ways that you need to, the precise things that you need to do to apply. Again, that deadline is December 1st. So please make sure that you got all of those in by that deadline. And so I think I'm just going to go back because I've got you all for a couple minutes. But again, here are the values of who we are as a business. And we're just hoping that people take a look at this, and we're looking for individuals that really connect with these values and feel like this is who they are as well as individuals. If you look at this and you say, oh my goodness, this feels very much like a place where I would want to partner with, where I would want to have one of their franchises, please apply. That means it's going to be a good fit, and we really are excited by this opportunity, and we're excited to know all of you more. Lee, are there any other questions that have come up? All right, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. I believe this is our last webinar. Lee, is that right? I think this is our last webinar before the deadline, since that's right. Okay. So if you have any questions that didn't get answered today in this webinar, please go ahead and you can shoot us an email. And the email address is franchise@brooklynrobotfoundry.com. Maybe Lee, if you could put that in the chat as well. So it's franchise@brooklynrobotfoundry.com, and we can answer whatever questions you have. But again, if you do want to apply, you have to give us your information on our website, and we will send you the information with the precise details on what you have to do to apply. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate you taking the time today. We're really excited by this opportunity, and we're really looking forward to meeting you very, very, very soon. It's like in about 2 weeks. Thanks so much, everyone.